Okay, so thank you very much for taking the time to join us this evening. And I'd like to say thank you to Team Ireland, Lillian and Charity, and Team Canada, Tracy and Sharon, for putting together this evening and letting me introduce Freedom and North Cyprus to you all. Okay, I'm going to share my screen and I have a presentation for you. Okay, just this is an updated version, so you're the first group to see this version this evening. So I hope that you like it. So Freedom are a marketing and consultancy company, and we were established in 2018. We are a team of 8 people, myself and my husband Tony, who have lived here in Cyprus for 17 years. And then we have 2 people, 2 of our team that are based in Sweden, and the rest of the team, the rest of the team are based in Norway. And the reason that we set up Freedom was because all of us have investments here in North Cyprus, and we weren't lucky to have a company like Freedom at the time when we were making our investments. So we had to do everything ourselves, take our own big leap, of course, make mistakes, because we all make mistakes as we go through. But we wanted to set up this company to enable people to create their own perfect lifestyle in the sun in a safe and secure way. And we now have offices here in North Cyprus, also in Norway and Sweden. We have a large office in Dubai, and we have a satellite office in Spain. So even though we've only been established a relatively short time, we've actually made quite a lot of expansions, particularly within the last year or so, which of course is over what we've all come to know and love as COVID times. So, sorry. Oh no, it's all gone wrong. I'm sorry, ladies, I'm just going to have to stop sharing a moment. I do apologize.
No problem, Paula. That's technology for you.
Yeah, indeed. Well, yes. Let me just try again. Sorry about this. No.
You sound Canadian now. You know, they say Canadians, they apologize the most.
Okay, sorry about that. Right, let me try again.
If you have a problem, I have your slides here to share.
It's me in the controlling of it. Right, okay, let me start again. So this is a map of North Cyprus, or of Cyprus actually as a whole. And you will see here that there is sort of a line through the middle here, because Cyprus is actually into 2 states. So we have North Cyprus on this side and South Cyprus on this side. You can see that the island of Cyprus actually has 3 airports. So we have Ercan Airport in North Cyprus, and then we have Larnaca Airport and Paphos Airport in South Cyprus. For anyone with an EU or British passport, it's very easy to land in any 3 of the airports, and if you're landing in Larnaca or Paphos, it's very easy to come through the crossing points. You just show your passports and you're through. Larnaca Airport is around about an hour away from where you would likely to be traveling to. Paphos Airport is a little bit further, it's about 2 hours away, and Ercan Airport is around about 40 minutes. So they're all relatively close, really. These red flags that you can see here, these are the areas that we have our projects available in, and they're actually very different landscapes. So this northern coastline here, it's like a Riviera feel. You have a mountain range and the Mediterranean Sea very close to each other. On this side, we have Escali and Famagusta, and this is a very sandy beach area. It's also a large sort of university town area, so lots of students, bars, restaurants and things. And then on this coastline, this is called the Morphu Bay, and it's a really beautiful bay area, and actually with a 36-kilometer beach line. So very different sort of areas, and of course, very different projects. So a few more facts about North Cyprus. As I said, we have 2 states, North and South. The population in North Cyprus for residents is around about 350,000, but in high season, pre to Corona, we were around 1.2 million with tourists in the high season. It is actually the 3rd largest island in the Mediterranean, and pre to COVID, for the island as a whole, around the summertime, it was actually around about 4 million visitors to the island as a whole. We are very multi-everything, multilingual on the north side of the island. Turkish is spoken and English is very widely spoken in most restaurants, bars, shops that you go into. People will speak to you in English. We are multi-currency. We have Turkish lira is our main currency here, but you can also use British pounds, you can use euros, dollars, credit cards are widely accepted, and multicultural, it's really important. Cyprus, North Cyprus has seen many cultures over thousands of years, and we, from the Romans to the Louisians, we were ruled by the British here for many years. So many of our legal laws, road laws, they actually go back to British rule. We have a fantastic climate here as well, around about 320 days of sunshine a year. Even in December, daytime temperatures are 18-20 degrees. Today, mid-February, I think it was around about 20 degrees today and sunny. January can be the coldest and wettest month if we're going to have that type of weather, but on the low ground we don't see snow. Sometimes you see a little sprinkling on the very top of the mountains, but in general we have a beautiful climate all year round. It's also incredibly safe as well. As I say, my husband and I have lived here for 17 years. You can find our car on the driveway with the key in the ignition. Often our front door key is in the front door overnight, or very on a pot on the windowsill. So it is an incredibly safe country to be in as well. So why invest in North Cyprus? Well, I've given you 2 reasons: our climate, the fact that it's safe, and the rest of this presentation is going to give you some more ideas about why you should invest in North Cyprus. So we have over 45 luxury hotels, and majority of those 5-star hotels are actually in the Kyrenia area, which was on that northern coastline. Kyrenia is kind of the touristic city centre, if you like. Lefkoşa is the main city, the political governmental city, if you like, but Kyrenia is seen as the touristic city centre. And these hotels are absolutely beautiful. I know that Blessings and Sharon and Tracy and that they can all tell you what these hotels are like. They really are absolutely stunning, with amazing facilities, and beautiful beach areas, beautiful swimming pool areas. As you can see, Kratos Hotel, one of the ones that many of the ladies like here, really has a beautiful beach area. It has this fantastic sort of over the sea area, nightclub for in the summertime. And these hotels, they actively encourage people to come and use their facilities. And that's really important if you become an investor here in North Cyprus, because it's something that you can offer people that are renting your apartments, your villas, etc. Because all of these hotels welcome people to come in and use the facilities, even if they are not booked to stay in the hotel. In fact, they actively encourage it because many of the hotel rooms are given out to the casino players. So they actually, if you try to book in over a weekend, it's often quite difficult to do so. And so what they do, the casino players are sleeping all day. So they offer that you can use the beach facilities. Most of these hotels have the cabana type areas around the beach. You have the swimming pool areas, and for a fee for the day, and most of these cabanas you can have 6 people in there. For the last summer just gone, to rent one of these cabanas for the day was around about £120 for the day. However, that includes all your food and all your drink, delivered to you by waiters non-stop. As I say, obviously you have the beach areas, you have the pool areas, you can go inside. They all have beautiful hammams and saunas. You can go and use those facilities as well. They have fantastic restaurants. This particular restaurant, Kaya Palazzo, they have a fantastic Sunday brunch offer. So from 12 to 3:30, it's around about £22–24. So it's one of the most expensive, but again, it's all your food, which is things like beautiful king prawns and salmon, all the sea fish, all the desserts, all the meats, plus all your drinks. And that includes drinks like Prosecco, wine, beer, spirits. So it really is fantastic value for money. Another booming area in Northern Cyprus is health tourism. As we know, around the world, health tourism is multi-million dollars. And we in North Cyprus, it's in the last few years, this has also begun to be a major touristic part of what Northern Cyprus is about. And our hospitals are like the 5-star hotels. This is one of them, Near East University Hospital in Lefkoşa. And there are a range of facilities for you to use by the best doctors and nurses from many different places around the world, from plastic surgery to IVF to hair transplants. And one of the most popular things at the moment are full health checks. And I know that some of the ladies that are on the call this evening, they have actually taken part in one of the health checks, and it literally is top to toe. Every sort of test that is needed for ladies or men of different ages, and you walk away at the end of the day, or the very latest the next day, with all your results, having spoken to the best doctors in each of the departments about your results, so that you can make a decision whether you want to carry on treatment here or you want to carry on the treatment back in your home country. But you walk away with everything that you need. And that is around about 300 to 350 euros, which again, in a private hospital, for every conceivable check, test that you could possibly need, again, it's fantastic value for money compared to places like the UK, the US and Europe. Another major area is education. Education is very, very important to Cypriots. They really encourage their own children to go to university, either here or abroad. then of course bring back and use their knowledge here in Northern Cyprus to continue improving what's happening here. And again, we have around about 17 universities in different areas. And as you can see, there are more under construction, but these universities offer everything from undergraduate to master's to PhD in a full range of faculties, from architecture to engineering to business. We have some nursing and medical courses here. You can actually do piloting course here as well. So again, there is something for everybody. And again, for students, it's the value for money that means that currently we have around about 100,000 overseas students studying here in Northern Cyprus. And for a master's degree, for example, a year's tuition is around about €5,000. And often, particularly in the undergraduate and the master's courses, there are scholarships on offer ranging from 25% to 100%, depending on your English and you passing exams and things like that. So again, there's lots of special offers, but at the same time, it's extremely good value for money. And here's one of the universities that is sort of on our recommended list, Cyprus International University. Again, an excellent university, lots of courses. If you go onto their website, you can see students talking about their time at the university. And it really is a great university. So what does Freedom do? Well, we are here to take care of you. As I said at the beginning, we want to help people to create their own perfect lifestyle in the sun. And so we are here to show you exclusive projects, the best developers. And with that comes, of course, great prices, great payment plans, and we will introduce you to independent legal advice as well. And this is one of the tours that we had, first one after our 2 years of Corona. It was one of our Scandinavian groups. And as you can see, lots of sunshine, lots of blue sky, and lots of fun while you're on the tour. So the investment options, well, as I say, there is literally something for everyone, and it can range from a studio through to a 5-bedroom villa or a villa of how you want to build it. The locations, as I suggested, lots of different types of locations, that sort of Riviera feel, the long sandy beaches, or the sort of Bay Area. And again, the developers that we are working with currently, they are looking at different types of projects now. They're looking at different concepts, different ideas, because they have realized over the last couple of years that they can't just build a few apartments and a swimming pool in the middle. They've got to think of some different ideas, ways in which they can increase investors' rental opportunities, etc., etc. So lots of different facilities on their sites because of the different concepts that they have. Again, the build quality, we're always checking, particularly my husband Tony, his background is in construction, so he's always going to the different sites, checking what they're doing, seeing that it's all been done correctly. And of course, it's value for money. Again, just like being here in Cyprus, having medical checks, using the 5-star hotels, we have value for money in property here. Okay, so with the properties that and the projects that we have, again, we have a range of them from off-plan to under construction to completed projects. Obviously, completed projects are those projects where you can buy a property and basically move into it. However, with the completed projects, the prices are at the higher range, and there isn't often much payment plan available because, of course, the project is finished. Under construction, of course, as it suggests, the project has been started, and again, prices will be slightly higher, payment plans will be a little bit shorter. The best opportunity for capital growth is the off-plan projects. And one of the things that Freedom does is specializes in the pre-launching of off-plan projects. With off-plan projects, they are the lowest prices with the longest payment plans. And I'll show you a couple of examples of how projects have changed from their off-plan prices to their current prices. Return of investment, we would say an average of about 6 years. Of course, it depends on the project. It depends on what rental returns are available within that project, but an average of 6 years. Within North Cyprus, there's low purchase and rental taxes. So rental taxes, for example, are around about 10% of your income. Also, we have very favourable local taxes as well. And as an example of one of those local taxes, I'm sure that many of you have something that's similar to like a council tax, which I know is in the UK, and I know it's extremely expensive in the UK. Here in Northern Cyprus, it goes by per metre square of your house, and for our house, for example, I think it's around about 200 TL per year. That currently is £10. £10 for the year. We still have our bins collected twice a week. We still have our street lighting. It still covers the police and the ambulance, etc., etc. So as you can see, very favourable local taxes here. So here we are. Here's a few examples of potential capital growth. This project is called LJ Park. And I know that some of the ladies on this call have properties within LJ Park. When we launched this, the launch price, as you can see, was around 45,000 for a one-bedroom unit, one-bedroom apartment. The current market value of that is 95,000. We launched this project in 2019, just prior to the pandemic starting. And as you can see, so, you know, this project, it hasn't completed yet. It's due to complete at the end of this year, but you can see the capital growth already in this particular project. Oh no. There we go. That's better. Back on track again.
Okay.
So with this particular project, Deja Blue, again, a very popular project. Again, I know people like Tracy and Sharon, they have, and Lillian, they have all invested in this particular project. And when we launched this project, which literally was 3 days before Cyprus closed down for Corona, a garden penthouse unit was £36,000. The project is more or less sold out. There are a few villas left at the front, and 1 or 2 studio units available, but those current ground floor studio units are now going for £54,000. So again, within, you know, 18 months, 2 years, you can see the capital growth. And this area is the northern coastline that I showed you. This is a very, very popular area at the moment for developers and for projects. And all of this area, there are many projects that we have along this coastline, very close together. So we can see the way that the trend is going. We currently here in Northern Cyprus are the same as Spain around 20-25 years ago. And we all can remember how Spain has gone. It's only gone up. We know that Northern Cyprus is going in that same direction. And Grand Sapphire, this is a project on the Ischelium Famagustus side of the island. And again, I know several people on this call, they've been to this project on one of their tours and they fell in love with it. It is a beautiful project. It's going to be fantastic. Again, this one is under construction. This is due not to complete until 2024 in total, but there are 3 high-rise blocks, as you can see here. Block A, a studio unit, in 2019, when we first launched this, was £39,000. Now in Block C, they have most of the lower ground levels of the studio units have sold, which were from £60,000. So now the current price of a studio unit is around about £70,000. So again, you can just see that capital growth is happening all over here in Northern Cyprus. Oh, it's going the wrong way. I'm sorry. Okay, and the last one that I've got to show you here is a project called Vineyard View. This is very close to Kyrenia itself. It's literally 4 minutes down the mountain to the nearest shops, restaurants, bars and beach club areas. And when this was launched with us exclusively in 2020. The first one here, these are 2-bedroom apartments, 80 square meters. When this launched, it was 96,000. The current lowest market price is 140,000 on this project. This project is due to finish later in around December of this year. So this, over a couple of years, again, you can see the capital growth. So buying off plan on a project is really the way that you're going to move forward and make the most capital growth. So short-term rentals, as I talked about earlier, we have a fantastic climate here almost year round. Our high season is deemed to be from May, the beginning of May to the end of October. That's when all the sort of beach clubs and things are open fully. All of the beaches are open year round, but that's when all the facilities and everything on the beach clubs are open. So around about 150 to 200 days a year, average rentals. But as I say, many of our developers are looking at ways of making it more or less a year-round rental opportunity by providing different concepts, lots of indoor facilities. So it doesn't matter if you come in December or January and it's not quite warm enough to swim in the pool outside, there's indoor pools to swim inside. All of our developers offer, of course, full site maintenance. So there would be, if you bought a property, there would be maintenance fees. If they all offer property management and rental management. And again, the rental management usually is down to you. You can either look after the rental side of things yourself, or you can get someone else to do it, or you can use the developer's company. All of the developers have their own rental management companies. Okay, so the next steps, if you decide that you wanted to buy a property, you wanted to invest in a property here in Northern Cyprus, as we said, one of the things that Freedom does is they put you in contact with an independent lawyer, independent of us of Freedom and independent of the developers, so that you are in full control and that you are in a process safely and securely. The lawyer will take you through all of the steps. We do have, Freedom have a full buying process PDF, which is available. So it takes you through everything, goes through the different fees that are that go, of course, with buying and conveyancing of a property. And all of the properties here in Northern Cyprus are freehold with our developers. And again, it's very easy to set up a bank accounts here as well. So our developers, there are many developers on the island, but we work with a smaller number. We work with about 9 developers, but they have in total about 45 projects. So there is more than enough to choose from. But the reason that we only work with a select number of developers is because we go through like a qualified developer process. So we want to ensure that the developers that we work with, trustworthy, successful, and high quality. We want to ensure your safety and security at every step. So we've already put them through different processes. We've tested their financial standings. We look into the background of their company. So all of our developers have been in business for more than 15 years. Some of them are 2nd and 3rd generation. So we know that they are able to complete projects. They've already handed over many properties to happy customers. We know that their customer service levels are going to continue to improve. So Freedom Tours. Now, this is something that we are able to offer people who are interested in visiting North Cyprus. And we can offer you 5 nights free accommodation. You don't need to pay for the accommodation unless you decide that you'd like to stay longer than 5 nights, which of course you're entitled to. You would just pay for the extra nights that you decide to stay. But 5 nights free accommodation. Within a tour, you get a chance to inspect many different properties. We visit at least 4 or 5 developers and of course a range of their projects. We introduce you to an independent lawyer who will go through the exact buying process. You are able to ask any questions, legal questions that you want to. As we're going around during the day and the evening, we're giving you more and more information about North Cyprus and those investment opportunities here. And most importantly, it's an opportunity to have fun and to meet other people that are looking to invest as well. So the banking and visas, as I said, opening up a bank account is very simple here. One of the recommended banks that we work closely with is Credit West. Again, I know that several of you on this call have already opened bank accounts with Credit West. It's a very simple process. They're very good at their customer service. They have somebody that is with you all the time, so you can ask questions whenever you need to. You're able to open multi-currency accounts, Turkish lira, Great British pounds, euros and dollars. And of course, they already have online systems. So, you have the app like most international banks. You have an app on your phone so that you can see what's happening in your account, you can transfer money, etc. Visas. As I said at the beginning, if you have a British or a European passport, then it's very easy to either fly into North Cyprus or South Cyprus. If you're flying with a non-EU passport, then it is very highly advisable that you fly through Turkey and into Ercan Airport in North Cyprus, and you will probably need a visa, in which case Freedom are here to support you. We can put together invitation letters so that you can take them to your local embassy to apply for your visa. So, any questions? That's my presentation for the moment. Let me stop sharing. Does anyone have any questions that they'd like to ask me at this point?
Not a question per se.
Okay.
I was just thinking in terms of the opening of a bank account, that one would requirement would be to take the contract of purchase.
Yes.
As well as a MOCTA letter. And the MOCTA is the equivalent of a local councillor of the area where you've purchased the property, which you will then take with you to the bank so a bank account can be opened for you.
Yes, that's right. So if you're here, if you come to visit North Cyprus, we can help you to arrange it in person at the bank. And as Blessing said, you need your contract, your registered contract, and a Mukhtar's letter. And I think it was, you need a
utility bill,
don't you, from your home country.
Yes.
And again, as I say, we can help arrange a meeting for that. As Blessing said, the other way that you can do it, if you're not able, then you can arrange a POA so that the bank can work on your written behalf, basically. But again, that's something that if you're interested in doing, then Freedom can support you in doing that.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Not a question as such, Paula, just asking there, for anyone, you mentioned there, because I know some people will be wanting to invest for rental incomes. What could be a site maintenance fee be?
Yeah, okay. So for example, I know that Grand Sapphire, the one on Iskele with the tall buildings, I know that a studio unit there is going to be around about £39 a month. Of course, it depends on the project, the development, but you would be looking around about £40 to £120 usually, depending on the project, the property that you've decided to purchase, etc., and what facilities there are, because the maintenance fee goes to obviously ensuring that the site itself is kept clean and tidy. It's looking after the gardens, it's the cleaning of the communal pools, it's ensuring that the communal lighting is all working. So it's all of those types of things. That's what a maintenance fee would go for.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Tracy, Sharon, anyone else that you'd like to ask any questions that I didn't cover?
I was just thinking in terms of the completed projects, the ready completed properties.
Yeah.
I know that some of the developers, some might ask for 50% of the value of the property, correct?
Yes.
And then the remaining balance over an agreed payment plan, which therefore means you can start earning from that property,
yes,
as well as making payment at the same time.
Yes.
You've got a strong pocket and you feel you've got the 50% and you want to already build property, you want to start using it. So that's another way.
Yes, absolutely.
People have the patience to wait for 3 years.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yes. If it's something that you would, as Blessing said, you feel that you have that extra money and you want something that is ready now or is going to be ready in the next couple of months, then as I say, we have the completed projects. As I say, they do tend to be slightly higher in price, but as Blessing said, they are ready for you to start making money from. So, there is kind of that balancing act as well. But, there is literally something for everyone.
Great. Hi, Paula. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
You touched a bit on banking. Can you maybe speak a little bit more on mortgage financing for people who are non-resident in North Cyprus?
Yes, Credit West, the bank that we recommend, they have very good mortgaging offers. However, the mortgage fee here is higher than it is in many other countries. Usually the mortgage fee here is around about 8 to 10%. But you would usually have to pay 50% of your property value in order to get a mortgage here as well. So there are obviously slightly different aspects compared to maybe some other countries, but of course some people, they can't get the finance in their own country, so it's something that they need to do here. We do have an investment company that we work with as well, who are able to offer out some longer term loan type things. So there are possibilities. It's all about basically just talking to us or talking to the person that introduced you to the call if it's something that you're interested in. Certainly, if there's a particular project that you feel, okay, you know, this is something that I really like, then again, we can arrange a one-to-one Zoom call with the developer so that you can find out more information. You can find out exact payment plans that are available in that particular project, and, you know, the availability and the prices at that particular point. So, you know, that's it. Mortgages are available, but there are terms and conditions. And again, if it was something that you're interested in, then obviously we have the connection at Credit West Bank. They're very, very good, and they'd be able to talk your customer through it very easily.
Hi, everybody. This is Tracy. After completion of a unit, can one sell the unit, and will Freedom help with that, or will it be the client's responsibility to find a new buyer?
No. There are several ways of doing it. You obviously, as the owner of the property, you can market it yourself and find somebody yourself. Freedom can assist you. You know, we've obviously we have other clients that are asking, sometimes they are asking specifically for completed units, or sometimes the developer will buy back the unit from you as well at market value. So it just depends on the particular project at that particular time, but there are different options available to you. It is something that can be done, yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions from anyone else on the call?
So in terms of reservation, I can't recall whether you covered that.
No, I don't think I did actually.
That you put £2,000 as a reservation fee,
yeah,
and that most developers tend to request between 30 and 35% of the value of the property.
Yeah.
And that's usually between is it 4 weeks from the time you put the 2,000 reservation?
Yeah.
Yes. I'm not sure if there's anything else I need to add on.
No, I think yes. Mostly it's £2,000 reservation fee. That is a non-refundable fee at that point. And as Blessing said, usually 4 to 6 weeks. That's how long it takes for the lawyers to get together all the information that they need for the draft contract. And at the end of that 4 to 6 weeks, then you would be expected to pay, as Blessing said, it's usually 30 to 35%, but it can be up to 50% depending on the unit that you are purchasing. And you would need to pay that including the lawyer's fee. The lawyer's fees are around about £1,800 for them to do your conveyancing work. And then once you've paid that down payment, that 30 to 50%, whatever it is, your contract is actually registered and at the land registry office here in Northern Cyprus. What that means is that that property is yours. Even though you haven't paid the full amount for it, it is yours, it is in your name. No one else can do anything with it. The developer can't do anything with it. Someone else can't come in and buy it. It is yours, it is in your name. And the only person that can do something about that is you by deregistering it. So that's where your safety lies. In the meantime, up to that point, apart from your reservation fee, any other money that you are paying, i.e. you're putting towards your 30 to 50% down payment, that should be paid to your lawyer's client account. They will hold on to it for you until the contracts have been signed by yourself and the developer, and it's been registered. And then simultaneously, as the contract is registered, the lawyer will send across your funds to the developer. And then from there, the rest of your payments as per your contract are paid directly to your developer.
And general, just to add, generally new builds, it's normally it's roughly 30 months to pay. Am I correct, Paula?
Yes, again, it depends on where you are. It depends on the developer. It depends on where they are in the
Where
project.
the stages,
Yeah.
So whatever is left after the 30% is divided by the months,
Yes.
depending where the project is at that point.
Yes. But as I say, for the sort of pre-launch off-plan projects, that's the one that you're going to have the longest payment terms on. And, you know, most of them at that sort of stage, you're, as you say, you know, you're looking at 30 to 36 months. So, you know, it's a good time period to pay off the rest of the property. Some of them, if they're under construction, then of course it depends where they are in the construction. That might then come down to 18 months or 12 months according to where they are. So it just depends on the property, the project that you decide on, really. Which is why it's important then, you know, if it's something that you want to do, it's important to have a Zoom meeting with the developer, because then we can, you know, exactly see where everything is at that particular stage of the project.
And also just to highlight, the £2,000 locks the price, because I remember there was a group of ladies I took down to Cyprus, and they put down their £2,000 to reserve a property. And 2 weeks later, the property was like, I think for 49K. And 2 weeks later, it had gone up to 55. So imagine, before they'd even paid their 35%, they'd already made about £5,000. So, which is why it is very important, when you see something you like, put down your £2,000. Yeah. And so if they decided 2 weeks later to go back, say, oh, I now want that property, it would have gone up by £5,000. So yeah.
You know, there is one of the projects, C'est La Vie, that was kind of in the same situation. When we launched it with the developer as a pre-launch at the beginning of December, a studio unit there was 45,000. By January, that had gone up to 54. Yes, 54,950, so 55,000. So, you know, even within that short period of time, you know, the prices have risen. And as Blessing said, you know, that reservation fee, it just holds the price that you've agreed until, you know, you've got all the lawyers' things sorted out. So, you know, it shows the developer your interest in that property, basically.
There's a question there.
Yeah, I've just seen it.
You can answer it, Paula.
Yes, so your reservation fee does take part of the down payment. So, for example, if the property that you were buying meant, and you were going to be having to put down a 30% down payment, for example, if that 30% ended up being £15,000, then you've already put your 2,000 down, so it would be 15,000 minus the 2,000. So you would need to find 13,000 for the contract reservation. So yes, the reservation fee does count as part of the down payment. I've just, in the chat box, I've just put the Freedom website as well. On the website, you will find all of the current projects that we have available under North Cyprus. And for each one, you will see a brief description, you'll see some pictures of the project, and there is also a downloadable PDF. So you can download it, you can look at it in more detail. It just gives the basics, the outline of that particular project. If there's anything that you're particularly interested in, then you are able to contact us and we can set up some more information for you. But you will just be able to see some more of the projects that we have available. Any other questions? Anyone, anything in the chat box? Anyone wants to write a question in the chat box if they don't want to ask directly?
Hi, Paula, it's clear.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, yes. Paula, it's just something I want to verify from you. I mean, I cannot trust everything I get from YouTube. This is in relation with the number of properties I can own in Cyprus as a non Cypriot or non-resident, is there a cap, or is it two, or is it one, or
okay? So if
there's no
you,
cap?
okay, so if you want to take the title deed of your property, you can only own one at any one time in your name. Okay. However, with the process of how the land registry part works, when you register your contract, that is a safe way of buying. So you don't actually have to take the name into your, you don't have to put the property into your name in a title deed. You can have them registered as contracts and they are still your property. The other way that you can do it, if you want to have more than one, is that you can set up a trust with the lawyer. I don't know all the full details because I'm not a lawyer, so I don't want to give you all the wrong details, but certainly with the lawyers that we recommend, you can speak to them directly and you can organize a trust so that you can have more properties. If you want to, you can obviously you can put property, so you can have more than one property, but it would be in different family members' names. That's another way of doing it as well. But technically to have to have your property as a title deed, you can only have one at a time in your name.
Is it? Okay.
Okay.
Right.
But as I say, there are other ways around it. And you know, your lawyer will be able to explain those to you in more detail.
So basically, Paula, I can own 5 houses as long as I don't get
okay.
the
And the second didn't. Okay.
You're gone.
Right. The second, you were saying something, Lillian.
No, it's okay, Cleo. I was just saying, basically, it means I can own at least even 5 apartments as long as I don't take title deeds for them. They're still registered in my name. I'm still safe.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Okay, that's good. And the second one is, my second question I have is on the insurance. There are some scary pictures I've also watched in YouTube when I was just looking at Cyprus, and some videos of people who have had some landslides and stuff like that, and their houses have cracked and stuff like that. How safe are we with the developers we have when such a thing happens?
Yeah, so with the developers that we work with, of course, they all have their own guarantees on the build guarantee. I will need to check on how long they are because off the top of my head, I can't remember, but they all have their own building guarantees. Of course, you can take out personal insurances on your property as well. You know, that's something that you can do here too, but all of the developers offer their guarantees on the build of the property. And then of course there are guarantees on the sort of, you know, the white goods like your, you know, your oven and your fridge, freezer and those types of things as well. But I will double check on the length of what the guarantee is, and I will let one of the ladies know to pass it on to you.
Leo, you're on mute.
I was saying she can email Tula if she has Tula's email.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. No problem. That's fine.
Yeah.
No,
Thank you.
no worries.
Thank you.
We've got a question in the inbox. Is dual citizenship allowed in Cyprus? Yes, it is. However, generally speaking, citizenship here is only given to Cypriots. It isn't really given to those coming from overseas. You have to have family, mother, father that are Cypriots in order to get citizenship. There are slightly different ones for example, people that have worked for when you work here, you need to have a work permit, and I think you have to have 8 consecutive ones, and then you get a version of a citizenship, but it's not full citizenship. If you are thinking about moving here full time, as I say, you will either need a work permit or a residency. Okay, a work permit obviously based on having your own company or working for somebody here. Residency, with that, it is a fairly easy process. It's an online process, and again, you would need to have proof of contract, and you need to have certain financial standing. So you need to be able to show a certain amount of money within your bank account, either here or abroad. And as I say, most of it's online. You have to do a small health check, like a blood test type thing, and you have to go to the police station for a very short meeting, but most of it is carried out online. And again, you know, that's something that we can help with. But as I say, for citizenship purposes, generally, that is only for Cypriots themselves. Hopefully that answers your question. Any other questions?
Not a question as such. I was just going back to what the gentleman asked. Was it Cleopas? About the amount of number of properties you can own. So like you're saying, one can own many properties on a contract. And I know of people that have put a number of properties on a contract. And what they tend to do is flip the properties until they then decide to buy the actual main house. So so that's another option.
Yes, exactly.
Have it on a contract flip, and
yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's many options. It's something for everyone.
That's just to protect the foreign investor, isn't it? That's why they introduced these contracts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. Lillian, Tracy, Sharon, any of you want to add anything?
No, I'm good. I'm just waiting for April. I'm coming to Cyprus.
We're waiting to see you again.
Wow, I'm jealous. Wow, no, I think you did a fantastic job, Paula, covering everything. And I was in North Cyprus last August with my 17-year-old daughter, and she loves it, and she wants to come back on an extended visit.
We look forward to seeing you on that extended visit.
I'll send you pictures, Sharon. I'm there in a couple of months. I'll send you pictures.
Oh, no, I'm good, Lillian. I'm good. I don't want to die of jealous.
Well, Blessing killed us because Blessing was in Cyprus last week. Last week, was it?
Yes, a week ago. And I'll be back again, I think, in 3 weeks' time.
Oh, you're going back in 3 weeks? Okay.
Yes, I am.
She's keeping us
amazing.
busy.
Yeah, no, thank you, Paula, and thanks for everyone. And if anyone has a question, just shout out before Paula disappears.
Ladies, did you want me to show anything about any properties, or are you happy to leave it? I know we've been online quite a while, but I'm happy to do it if anyone would like to see anything.
No, you covered all, because you even covered how the property appreciates those who bought it at launch and all that. No, I'm happy unless if someone wants to shout out. We're good.
No problem. Well, as I say, we would love to see you in North Cyprus, all of you. It would be fantastic. Please speak to whoever invited you this evening. We have tours in February. At the end of this week, we start on Thursday, and March, April, May and June we have tour dates, and in the next month or so we'll be releasing the dates for after the summer. So there will be some more dates running up to the Christmas period as well. But we would love to see you here. And as I said, we can offer you 5 nights free accommodation, no problem. And I know, as the ladies have been saying, they've all been here, they've all been on the tours. They know, exactly what it's like, so they can give you the background information. But we get a lot done in a few days. And the opportunity to see lots of different investment opportunities, just to meet different people and just to experience North Cyprus, because many people say, they've been on a lot of Zoom calls with us, and it wasn't until they came here that they actually realized truly how fantastic the island is and how brilliant really those investment opportunities are. So we would love to see you here. It would be fantastic.
Paula, sorry, I just want to touch one. I just want to ask a question with the COVID situation. Are there any test requirements? Because I just got one done this afternoon, and it costs an arm and a leg to leave Canada. So how about coming over there? How much does it cost? Or was that restriction lifted?
Yeah, so basically they haven't lifted it at the moment, but from the 1st of March they are due to. So at the moment we have moved away from colour coding on the countries. We had that in place, but that's been lifted now. So now it is back down to vaccinated and unvaccinated. For both groups currently, you do need a PCR test that's no more than 72 hours old on arrival in the country, or an antigen test that is no more than 24 hours old on arrival in the country. And if you arrive into Larnaca Airport or Paphos Airport in the south of the island, you have to do another PCR test at €15 on arrival. If you are unvaccinated, it is a 5-day quarantine. However, from the 1st of March, we believe that there is going to be no quarantine regardless of whether you're vaccinated or unvaccinated. I think it is just going to be a PCR or antigen test, but they may drop that because obviously the UK is starting to drop all of it as well. But I saw something yesterday about the 1st of March, but I'm just waiting on definite confirmation. And then I will send it out to people like Tracy and everybody so that they've got the latest information to pass on to people. But if you need to get, because currently at the moment you do need, if you're going to go through the crossing point, so if you're going to go from here to back to Larnaca or Paphos, or then you will need another antigen or PCR test. But here it's a very reasonable price. A PCR test is 100 TL, which is about £5 sterling. And an antigen test is 40 TL, which is about £3 sterling. So it's very, I know, Tracy, because I know what it is in other countries. It's a very reasonable cost, and that's at a private hospital. So it's once you're here, it's okay to do, but I know that coming here can be quite costly. But hopefully, as I say, from the 1st of March, most of it is going to disappear. But I will keep people like Blessings and Tracy and Sharon and everyone updated on what I find out, so that everyone's aware of what's happening. But when you book onto a tour, you're sent all the information as up to date as we can make it, with links to the different websites, so that you can just check out everything for yourself. At the moment, you do need to fill in, if you're coming into the south side, you need to fill in your Cyprus flight pass. If you're coming to this side as well, you need to fill in the Govandal app, which is the equivalent of a Cyprus flight pass. But as long as you've sorted them all out before you leave, it's all fairly simple and straightforward. But again, once you book onto a tour, we send you all the latest information as part of the emails for the tour.
Great. Thanks very much for that
No
information.
problem. You're welcome. No worries. Any other questions from anyone? All gone silent.
So since there are no questions, do you think we should just end with the lifestyle video in case any of the people missed it? And
Yeah.
we call it a night?
We can. I will try my very best to see if I can do it from this way.
Or do you want me to share it?
Let me see if it will work this time round.
Lovely.
Oh, we might be in luck.
Fantastic.
Let's see. Hopefully that gives you just a little bit of idea about what North Cyprus is actually like. All of those things, all of the places, all of the hotels, etc., they are all places and things that you can do and visit in Northern Cyprus. So we look forward to welcoming you very soon.
Thank you.
You're welcome. No problem. See you all soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Thank you, Paula. Good night,
Thank you.
everyone.
Good night.
Yes, everyone. Thanks, Sharon. Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Good night. Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.